Hey Joseph, how you doing? Thanks for sharing your work. So I was reading your writing, and once again, Joseph, I think that this really points to good learning. I think a lot of the techniques that you're using here point exactly to what we have been learning in class, and I think I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's so refreshing to have, and I'm speaking for the entire class here. This is really a strong group of students, and I think one of the things that makes this student group so strong is the fact that students are continuously showing that they're going above and beyond what's really expected and looking deeper into the techniques that are introduced in this class and really pushing their illustrative style to a growth factor, and that's fantastic. So I think that your methodology here makes really good sense. Getting your hard line established is important. Um, and the fact that you're using different color strokes, that's a real world technique right there. As a matter of fact, that technique's shown right here, where there's this illustrator is actually using different colors for the shapes just to keep things organized, so to speak. I think it's pretty much understood that that's not what the final illustration is going to look at. However, the designer here is depicting the fact that um, um, separating for the sake of organization and separating based on solid color. So again, it's just another organizational technique. Let's go back to your work. Okay, hardest part has been working as low resolution images. This is really a relevant thing, and it's not. I want to say this without sounding discouraging, but it's not going to get any easier. It seems like what happened is you used low resolution images to start the project, but then you have to actually zoom in to low resolution, which means that the quality of the image you're using for your inspiration is probably really horrible. And that said, I think that at this point, if you're finding a high degree of difficulty, just change your image. Try to find a different image and a high resolution image. It'll make life so much easier. I promise you, I'm telling you the truth. So try that. If you hit a roadblock here with the low res images, please let me or consider making a change. Okay. Now, one thing that you did say is that you're establishing a hard line before establishing colors. Where was that? I wanted to address that because I want to. Pick images. I want to know characters. How much I the shadow had to find another image, the same film to get the shape of the glasses and scale. Okay, all right, okay. So again, this is just kind of pointing to your workload being increased based on the images that you've chosen, and that's okay because in user prototyping we have this saying, and it's called fail early and fail often. And it's important to learn from, and we don't, in user prototyping, we don't even consider failure to be failure. We embrace failure because all failure is doing is finding a solution that didn't work. So failure is success in illustration and design, and especially in user prototyping, right? But we take that concept and we apply it to all of graphic design, saying, welcome failure, because failure isn't failure. Failure is just finding a solution that didn't work. The reason I say that is because if you are having problems with those low res images, yes, definitely go ahead and change it. Um, and that's what I'm saying. It looks like you're increasing your workload based on the point I'm trying to make here is this fail early, fail often, is that if you were to start this project over again right now, there's a good chance that you would pick high resolution images straight from the start, right? And you would be able to look at the image and say, yes, this is going to be a suitable image for the technique that I'm going to employ in this flat avatar illustration. And again, that's what I'm saying. This is what points to good learning, right? And I think that through your writing, you're showing that. So, and again, that's just why it's so important for students to include a good, solid, robust written rationale along with their work. One thing I say, they filter a certain color cast, the colors change, the story progresses. I'm still working through different approaches with the color concept in a series in an effort to refer back to the original movie in a creative way if possible. Oh, this is what I wanted right here. Next, I'm working on the overlap of the shapes using stacking order of the layers of shapes. And I'm using grayscale palette to work out the values for each shape to help me develop shadow and highlight scheme before applying colors. And that's important. Now, note in this example right here, note the skin tones are all basic values of the same hue. So the reason that's relevant is once you establish, let me find an example. Once you find, where is that? I'm going to use it down here. this example right here. Take a look at that and realize that these shadow and highlight areas, like you've got the shadow there and the kind of the facial creases over here in the nose, we've got some shadow areas up here. Note that those shadow areas are just a darker value of the parent hue from the skin tone. And the highlight areas are a lighter value of that same parent hue. So keep that in mind. These are all the same hue, right? They're just different values. So you're not introducing new color, new hue, you're introducing new value. And I think that's really important. So this is a really good depiction of shadow highlight area right here. Okay, and then again, plenty of tutorials. The Maryland tutorial, we got these tutorials, all shadow and highlight. Back over in here, I'm going to ask you to jump back to the Welcome to Week 3 announcement. We're down here. I've added some videos here to try to keep things organized and together. I'm sorry I have to refer you back to Week 3, but we've got shading and highlight techniques, shading and coloring, vector illustration techniques. There's 2 videos. There's 6 more videos right here. And then here's 2 more wonderful tutorials here. So plenty to inspire you and to give you alternative methods to adding shadow and highlight areas, depicting tone, depth, dimension, and value through the depiction of highlight and shadow. All right, Joe, thank you very much. And if you have any questions moving forward, if there's anything you would like me to look at prior to submitting, I guess what I'm saying is I'm here. If you're working, I'm working. Remember back in week 1, that was my student promise. If you're working, I'm working. Meaning if there's anything you want to show me, have at it. I'll be glad to give a full, robust critique. All right, thanks, Joe.